Hello students, welcome back to the another session of social studies. Today we are on lesson number 10, frigid climate. Frigid climate, it occurs in the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and on the southern hemisphere in the Antarctic Circle. Now, before starting the chapter, let's see the warm-up. This animal is associated with a popular Christmas carol. Identify the animal. So this is a famous animal, popular animal which we can see during the Christmas. So you have to name the animal. Where do you usually find this animal? And how these animals help the people in the place. Next, in this chapter, we are going to learn about frigid climate, then flora, fauna and people of frigid zones. The frigid zone or the tundra refers to the polar region. Polar regions means this region is fully covered with ice. The area is extremely cold as it receives little or no sun rays. Since it is at the North Pole and also on the South Pole, the Antarctica lies in the South Pole and the Arctic Circle lies on the South Pole. So the sun rays, it does not pass through these regions very highly. So this region, they have very little sun rays. And therefore these regions are covered with ice. Now distributions, where these regions are being distributed, in which places. The frigid zone is divided into the North Frigid Zone and the South Frigid Zone. North Frigid Zone lies between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole. Likewise, the South Frigid Zone lies between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. As I told you, the North Frigid Zone, it lies on the Arctic Circle, which is in the South North Pole, and the South Frigid Zone, it lies in the Antarctic Circle, which is in the South Pole. This region remains frigid or frozen throughout the year. So frigid means frozen also. Antarctica, falling in this zone, is the largest cold desert on our planet. 98% of its surface is covered with permanent ice. This is why it is also called the white continent or frozen continent. So if you go through the map or go through the globe, you will find that Antarctic is marked with white color. This shows that it is covered, this region is covered. How many percent? 98% is covered with ice. Permanent ice, glaciers. Okay, and that's why this continent is also known as the white continent. We know that Antarctic is also one of the continent out of the 7 continents. So this continent remains frozen throughout the year. Ice sheets also blanket Alaska in USA, Canadian Shield in Canada, Scandinavia in Northern Europe, Siberia in Russia, and the island of Greenland and Iceland. All these places lie in the North Frigid Zone. Now, how is the climate in this region? Owing to their polar location, the frigid zone remains extremely cold. For instance, the average annual temperatures recorded in Antarctica are minus 27.5 degrees Celsius in summer and minus 60 degrees Celsius in winter. So the temperature is always on minus degree. minus 27, the average annual. This is only the average temperature annually. 27.5 degrees Celsius in summer. This is the temperature in summer season, and minus 60 degrees Celsius in winter season. In the tundra, it remains around minus 50 degrees Celsius. This is accompanied by strong blizzards. Blizzards means storm with strong wind and snowfall. And minimal precipitations. Minimal precipitations means rainfall is very less. So there is a heavy snowfall. Hence, these regions are known as cold deserts. The polar regions have 6 months of day and 6 months of night. So in the polar region, in the Antarctic or in the Antarctic continent, Antarctic circle and the Arctic circle, they have 6 months of night and 6 months of day. They also have 6 months of summer and 6 months of winter. The land is covered by ice sheets and the oceans by ice sleeves. Icebergs and snowfields characterize its landscape. This landscape gives rise to two unique spectacles in this region. These are aurora and diamond dust. Now, what is a diamond dust? If you can see the picture here, diamond dust means a ring. So, a ring around the sun. This is known as halo, which means a ring. So, this is known as the diamond dust. This is observed in Antarctica, and aurora is observed in the Greenland. It is like this, in this shape. Aurora is a glow observed in the night sky. It is like glow, it sparks, glows, it glows brighter and brighter. That also during the night time. It is created by charged particles in the Earth's atmosphere. It is known as aurora boreals in the Arctic and aurora australes in the Antarctic regions. Diamond dust is a ground level cloud composed of tiny ice crystals. Now next, flora, which are the plants we find in this region. How is the vegetation over in this region? We'll come to know. In the tundra region, vegetation is sparse and treeless. Since these regions are covered with snow, with ice, so there is very less trees and vegetation is also very less. This is because the ground remains covered with permanent frost or permafrost. Vegetation is seen only during the short summer respites when snow thaws. It comprises algae, fungi, mosses, lichens, and heads. In the lower latitudes, small flowering plants and berries are also found. So we can find small plants like blueberry in the Arctic region. These include canberry, blueberry, and wild currants. Now fauna, which are the animals found in this polar region. The animals found in the tundra regions are characterized by thick fur and light colored skin. The color enables the animals to camouflage in the snowy background of their habitat. Most of the animals hibernate to survive. Most of the animals hibernate to survive the harsh winters. The penguin is the most popular ambassador of Antarctica. So the penguin, we can find the penguin in the Antarctica. Then polar bear, Arctic fox, reindeer, snow leopard, and white Siberian tiger live in the northern frigid zone. Marine life includes seal, walrus, and whale, and birds varieties include albatross, snow owl, snow flamingo, and the Siberian white crane. So this is a picture of polar bear. Then polar bear we can find in Canada, then snow leopard in the Central Asia, Siberian white crane, and then Siberian tiger. So these are the animals which lives in the polar region, and they have a very thick fur, but their color is very light. The color of the fur is skin is very light. Now people, which are the peoples we find in this region? Population in the frigid zone is very sparse, means very little. Arctic regions have very small settlements. These are few and widely scattered. Antarctica has none at all, excluding the few scientists who visit its research stations during brief expeditions. In Arctic Circle, we can find people settling there, but only few people will settles there. But when it comes to the Antarctic region, people we can't find any people over there because of the cold weather, and we can see only scientists goes there for their research. Now, Inuit are an indigenous population group inhabiting the tundra of Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Siberia. In the USA, they are referred to as Eskimos. They are nomadic and live by hunting and fishing. So who lives in the polar regions? The Eskimos. They use reindeer, wolf, or dog-driven sledge to travel over snow and kayaks to cross water. So which animal they use for traveling? They use the reindeer, the wolf, the dog. And to cross water they use a cayuse animal. Traditionally they used harpoons for hunting. They hunt an array of animals including whales, seals, walruses, polar bears, muskox, and small fishes. They use their meat as food and hide for clothing. They make houses of snow bricks known as igloos. So what is the shape of the igloo? You must have seen how does an igloo looks. So they make their houses with the snow bricks, which is known as, those houses are known as igloos. Now this was about the frigid climate. We have known about the distribution in till which part this climate is being distributed. Then we also came to know how is the climate over this polar region. Then flora, which are the plants we find in this region. And since this region receives no rainfall or very little rainfall, so vegetation is very less. Then we also saw fauna, animals which are found in this region. The animals which are found has a thick fur on their body and they are very light colored, they have a very light colored skin. Next, people. Peoples like Eskimos, they live there, like in the places of Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Siberia. Then in USA it is known as Eskimos. Then they are nomadic tribal people who travel from places to places in search of food and shelter. And the houses which they build is known as igloo. It is made out of the snow bricks. Now let us see the activity. Observe the image and answer the question. Who are the people in this picture? So observe the picture and then you answer. What are they doing? What are the animals you see here? So observe the picture nicely and then answer this. Now let's move on to the filling the blanks. Frigid zones or the tundra refers to the polar regions. Frigid zones is divided into the North Frigid zones and South Frigid zone. Frigid zone comprises cold deserts. In the frigid zone, ice sheets cover the land and ice sleeves covers the ocean. Permanent frost condition is known as permafrost. Choose the correct answer. Aurora observed in the Antarctic region is called the aurora australis. During summer, the polar region experiences continuous daylight. The dash is the most popular ambassador of Antarctica, penguin. Native tribes living in the polar regions are called Inuits. Next we have write T for true sentences and F for false sentences. Frigid zone is located in the polar region. True. Frigid zone is also known as taiga belt. False. The polar regions experience equal days and nights. True. The Antarctic region is inhabited by research scientists. True. The Inuits are known as Eskimos in the USA. True. So this was about the chapter. We will meet in the next chapter. Till then, take care and thank you.